Hello and welcome back to Tesla News. My name is Marian and I'm your host today, and I'm going to give you an update regarding the European demand. So 124,500 cars in March. This was the last number we had for the European and Asian Pacific market. And we also have 10,000 cars roundabout for the Model Y long range. So if you put that together, you're at 134,000 cars combined. If we divide that between Europe and Asian Pacific, we should say that around about 90k are going to Europe, and which is pretty insane if you think about 4 ships currently going to Europe, which is around about 16,000 cars. So you would be at maybe 70,000, 75,000 cars. But this would be before the lockdown. So even if the lockdown is stopping people to buy cars, the demand, for example, at 51,000 cars for the Model Y standard range was already insane for the Chinese market before the lockdown. Just imagine if they would put this version of the Model Y to the European market just for the Chinese market. 51,000 cars is just ridiculous, but we will talk about that in a moment. So for the European market, we can assume that more people ordered in April while the production was stopped, and in May, of course. And I think 90,000 cars in total is a good number we can work with, as I just mentioned, based on the numbers in March. But then we have to look into what has happened since the lockdown in March, and this is the point where it's getting tricky, because we kind of have to start guessing, and guessing is always a very bad behavior, but we have to try that. I would assume that based on the demand we have, and maybe some people deciding not to wait so long because they don't know what's happening in Shanghai, the demand might have increased just a little bit. And I think 90k, that we are easily above 100,000 cars. I would even say that maybe around 120,000 cars. So if you take then if you discount now 4 ships with 16,000 cars, you're still at 100,000 cars for the European market. This is just insane. And then you have the Model Y Performance here in Germany. And so this is also the point here. So you see that for the European market, it's just getting insane. So the longest wait time is especially for the Model 3 standard range. And then you have the Model Y long range, which is actually the one that you can have as fast as possible, because it is not having such a high demand, because many people in Europe buy the performance variant. So for the wait time, the Model Y long range for the European customers is the best thing to do. Go with that product. This is the best way to get your Tesla as fast as possible, as long as the ships are going and the production is working as it seems to be. And now we have the explanation as well why Tesla increases the production even higher than the production was before the lockdown, because they need to. I mean, the demand in China is high, and the demand for Europe and Asian Pacific is ridiculous. So you have to increase production to somehow cope with the demand that is coming in. And especially after the lockdown, more orders were received. We just made an estimation here, but I would say even after the ships going to Europe right now, we are at easily 100,000 cars. Then for the Model S and Model X, we still have demand in Fremont. We know that the production is increased right now. And it's very important to understand that until this is going very, very well and smoothly in the production, we are not seeing any Model S export right now, as it's still a ramp up for this product. So I believe, based on my sources that I received, that in Q4 we could see the first Model S Plaid coming to Europe, which is exciting because I think European customers deserve this new product as well here in Europe. My information is coming from Switzerland again, so I think it is worth noting that. So thank you very much for being here today. I really appreciate your time. If you're new to my channel, do consider subscribing, and do consider that I'm in my vacation right now. So updates are coming on the 22nd of June on the daily news. Thank you very much for being here today. I really appreciate it, and have a good day.